And welcome back, ladies and gents, to The Complicted Gentleman. I'm your host, Reggie Carson, back in your airwaves, and wow, I have a treat for you today. So I've known this young lady for a minute now. She was actually, when I was doing the model management, we crossed paths and we had collaborated on a few things, and now she's just blown up. You might know her as the original Whooty Girl, is that correct?
That is correct.
The original Whooty Girl, and I know she's got like, how many views did you have on your YouTube with that, roughly?
Well, it had 3 million views.
That's crazy.
In 2009, so back then that was really
That's
crazy.
Yeah. All right. So she was the original Whooty Girl, the white girl with a booty. So, ladies and gentlemen, saying all that, let me introduce our guest for the evening. It is Miss Melody J. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So today I want to have a conversation. I was very intrigued, very interested. We've had a lot of people asking questions regarding OnlyFans.
Okay.
So, and this the whole genre. I know for a few people, they might not have heard or known about OnlyFans if it wasn't for Beyonce singing in her song with Meg Thee Stallion. So now people are obviously aware of it and tuned to it. I think the pandemic heightened it even more because individuals that were dancers and things like that now gravitated towards that medium. So let's go through the basics. You're roughly how old?
I'm 40 years old.
You're 40 years old, and what part of the country are you from?
My dad was in the Army, so we moved around a lot. I'm not really
all over.
Just all over.
All over. All right. Children?
No children.
Married?
Not married.
Okay, so single, white female, living in. How long have you been living in Atlanta?
Too long. I've been living here too long.
All right. Okay.
About 20 years.
All right.
Off and on.
So when we hooked up years ago on the modeling tip, you were doing more. It was like lingerie type modeling. You were dancing at the time, I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, and then you were doing like lingerie, seductive type stuff, and that funneled into. I guess you still kept dancing, correct?
Correct.
All right, and when the pandemic hit, there is no more dancing. There is no more anything. What made you gravitate towards the OnlyFans site?
Well, actually, it had nothing to do with the pandemic. And when you met me, I was actually doing the same thing, pretty much the same thing that I'm doing now. I've been selling content online for 10 years.
Okay.
I started out making custom videos. And then from there, I would make just dance videos.
Okay.
Like,
and that's how the Whooty Girl got started, correct?
Well, the Whooty Girl stuff got started because I was a dancer at the Pink Pony in Atlanta.
Okay.
And
shout out to the pony.
Yeah, the horse of another color. This hip hop group came in and they wanted me to dance to their song Whooty. They thought I was the perfect fit for that. So once I gained popularity online, my entrepreneurial spirit kicked in, and I was like, I need to make some money.
Which you definitely have. You are a hustler. I'll give you that.
For sure. So actually, I started my OnlyFans page about probably like over 2 years ago.
Okay.
A little over 2 years ago. And
OnlyFans, they were around 2 years ago, but they weren't at the height that they are now, correct?
Right, correct, yeah. Actually, it's kind of funny, like I had stopped selling content online and I had stopped dancing like 3 years ago or so.
I remember that. You were doing like holistic, weren't you doing like a holistic type of treatments and things like that?
I was on my spiritual journey,
okay. All right.
And I ended up selling everything that I owned and traveled the world for about 1.5 years. And when I came back, I was like, okay, now what am I going to do with my life? And I had all this old content that was sitting on my hard drive. And to me, it might be old content, but to somebody else, it would be new.
Right.
And so I was like, well, let me see about this OnlyFans, because at the time I was friends.
How did you find out about it?
I was friends with a girl that she's on it, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll put my stuff on there. I was like, it looks easy, way easier than how it was before when I was selling content, because that was a whole other ball game back in the day.
Right.
So they made it like super easy, and I just started selling my old content and was making enough money to live off of, and I was like, okay, well, so for 6 months, 8 months, I was selling old content.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I just kept doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that now. Like, how has the pandemic? How has the page and the site worked pre-pandemic and post-pandemic? Because I know now that's pretty much all you have to. I mean, because you can't dance anymore. Were you dancing and still doing that when you were before the pandemic, or had you stopped dancing altogether?
No, I had stopped dancing altogether.
Okay.
Yeah. Before the pandemic, I would just, I mean, the site has improved a little bit.
Okay.
They had to update their servers and to, take on the new wave of people joining and that kind of stuff. I still have issues with like their live streaming and all of that kind of stuff or whatever, but you could do like camming on their site. It's not set up like other camming sites though, so they're kind of behind the times on that, but they're constantly doing little updates and stuff, so them getting the influx of new people has helped them to make the site more user-friendly.
What's your take on these celebrities that are now gravitating towards OnlyFans? And are you for that, or are you against that, or are you indifferent towards the whole thing, or what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm a different, I have a different perspective on what's going on with this because, like I said, I've been online for 10 years. What happens is that these platforms will begin where they allow, let's say the porn industry, they allow people like us on there, and then once the celebrities start joining, then they start slowly kicking us off. And that's kind of how I see OnlyFans is kind of starting to shift because they're changing their user policies and that kind of stuff. And so, and you could have seen it coming if you would pay attention to how they're marketing their stuff, because they used to advertise us, the models and stuff, on their Instagram page, and then they stopped. And then they started advertising more of the trainers and the chefs and the comedians, and then the celebrities started getting on. And so now anytime a new celebrity gets on, they like pump up the celebrity and all of the things, but then they've left out the people who actually helped them build the site.
The 9-to-5ers, that's the whole site.
But that's typical. If you've been online for as long as I have, you see the trends. You see it coming. That's what they do to us. They use us to get popular, and then they kick us off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious because I saw, I know there's a bunch of reality stars that do the page, and I saw some A-list Hollywood individuals that were gravitating towards the page as well.
Yeah, like Cardi B, and then that Bella Thorne chick that everybody was really mad about because she made like $1 million in the first week that she joined OnlyFans, because she did lie to her fans, and act like she was going to sell nude pictures to them for like $200, and they didn't get nude pictures.
Is it really that lucrative? Let me ask you this, because this is the business side of me. Is it really, and can it really be that lucrative to have a site on OnlyFans, or is it just the hype that's with it?
Well, I think that the media has really hyped it up, and I think that a lot of the Instagram models have hyped it up because they brag about how much money they make on there and so on and so forth. And I think it gives people a false perception of like reality because I have so many people that I've seen around me. They're like, I'm going to get an OnlyFans. I'm like, okay, great. How many fans do you have on social media? And they're like, well, I don't. And I'm like, well, then who's going to buy your stuff?
How are they going to find you?
How are they going to find you? OnlyFans doesn't help you in that way. You have to have a fan base to get on there, and then then you got to go on social media, right? And then that's a whole other job in itself. Yeah, you have to promote.
Advertising,
Oh man, it's a lot of work. And see, when I first started doing this, I was trying to get all kinds of people to, before OnlyFans, oh my gosh, I'm making like all this money just selling twerk videos. I'm not even naked. I'm making all this money. And because I was shooting, editing, and doing all the things myself, well, that's just too hard. It's just too hard. It's just too much. Yeah. And so it's almost like the same thing with OnlyFans. People think, oh, I'm going to join OnlyFans and I'm going to throw up some sex videos and I'm going to make thousands of dollars. And it's like, okay, but first of all, who are you? Like, why do people want to just see you have sex? Like, and that's not, you don't have to sell sex videos. I've been selling just for freaking like 10 years. I finally, after 10 years, put out a blowjob video in November. Okay. So you can make money on there. Like, you have to, the art of teasing. It's like the strip club industry. You can't just go in there and get a dance and expect someone to go to VIP with you and have sex. Like, that's not how that works, right? But a lot of people have that misconception of like, I'm going to get on OnlyFans and make all this money, and then they get discouraged when they don't. It's like, okay, they also don't want to listen to advice from people like me who've been on for 10 years, and I'm like, hey, do this, this, and this, and start, accumulating fans and all of the things, and they just think that they know better. And I'm like, okay.
Let me ask, because you got this experience, you've been doing online platforming for a while. What's the next chapter? Do you think about behind the camera running and working with new talent coming on board? I mean, do you have an end game for OnlyFans? Obviously, you're not dancing anymore, and you're a trained dancer too, aren't you? Weren't you like a trained? I thought you were like a trained dancer. Like, I thought I read somewhere that you were like a trained dancer or something.
No, I'm self-taught dancer. Okay. As far as like the end game goes, I don't really have an end game, and I know that's not good in business. Like in business, you really want to know like what's the end game,
Right,
you know.
right.
So when you reach that that level, then you can be like, okay, I'm done, you know. I'm not 100% sure. I have so many. I'm an Aquarius, so I have so many ideas. I'm all over the place. Like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I don't think my run on OnlyFans is up yet.
By far, I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking like, you know, I guess the entrepreneur in me is always thinking of what's next. I mean, I've done, obviously my life story, I've done broadcasting with sports, and I worked and then transitioned over to model management and worked for one of the top brands in the United States, and then transitioned from there. I mean, I've just always had different things going, so I guess my mind is always thinking of what's next.
Yeah.
So when I see you and knowing you and talking to you and in the years that we've known each other, I've seen that in you as well. Yeah. So that's where my mind is going with it is, okay, you have this knowledge basis, you're obviously already informing and teaching young entrepreneurs per se as to what the do's and don'ts would be. Maybe that's something you can think about transitioning to.
Well, funny that you say that. When I first joined OnlyFans, I went out online and was looking for videos to help me because OnlyFans doesn't have
there's no how to.
There's no how to, right? So I thought, oh, this is a great
OnlyFans for dummies.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have a friend, Liz Tomey, who is in the marketing and advertising, and like does workshops and all of the things online. That's what she does. And we talked about like, okay, why don't you do some workshops and teaching people how to do OnlyFans and all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so I started doing little
vignettes and things like that, like online little tutorials.
Yes, I had started another OnlyFans, and it's model creation workshop. And I was trying to direct all the models over there, and then I was making PowerPoint presentation videos on like, this is how, like from very beginning, like when you first join, this is what you need to do, you know, all the way up to this is how I'm making money every month. And no one wanted to buy the videos. I mean, they were $10, and I'm like, I'm giving you this amazing information on how you can make the amount of money that I make every month, and you don't even want to pay $10. You can write that off on your taxes.
Right.
Like, come
But
on.
most people, they see the short game, they don't never look at the long game.
No, they don't.
Right.
And what I have found, you know, I thought at one point, well, maybe I'll go into like a model management kind of thing.
Right.
Where,
and we talked about that when I was doing it.
Right. And they don't want to listen. People, they think because, okay, I don't have 1 million followers on Instagram. I have 100,000. Okay.
Well, shout out to the 100K. That's
right.
That's doing well.
But to them,
that's doing well.
But to them, I'm not doing well because I'm not one of those girls that's on there bragging
so
about making millions.
So sorry. So are you marketing to the people that have like 500,000, 1 million followers? Or I mean,
no. These are just regular people that have no followers, you know. And but they look at me like I'm not successful because
they're missing about you because you have 100K.
Well, you know, they're like, okay, well, you know, I joined underneath somebody else because she's got 3 million, and I'm like, yeah, she has 3 million fans, but she's not going to give you the attention that I was going to give you in helping you, you know? So it's really interesting, and I've ran into that a lot throughout this, where people will look at the numbers online and they're like, oh, like, you're not as successful as what I already have 700,000 fans. What could you tell me any different? Well, money, honey. You're not making any money.
Right. Right.
So it's stuff like that really discouraged me. And I have a photographer friend, C.E. Wiley, and he would send me models like all the time, and these girls would be like, no, I don't want to do that, it's too much, it's too hard. And then 6 months later, after the pandemic hit, then you see all these people joining OnlyFans, and it's like, oh, but 6 months ago you didn't want to do that, you were above that.
Right. So what about, all right, so does the site have, like, I don't want to call them predatory people, but does the site have individuals who like try to use the models or use the talent to like I don't want to call it pimping, but
it's pimping.
It's pimping.
Okay, it's pimping.
All right,
We're gonna call it pimping.
So they have pimps on.
There are
OnlyFans.
internet pimps. Okay.
Wow. So let's talk about that. What is a internet pimp on OnlyFans? They're selling what?
Okay.
Content?
No. So I came across an internet pimp. Okay. And I did learn a lot from him, and because of the things that I learned from him in the short time that I was dealing with him is the reason why I have a lot of success on there right now and on my social media. So I do give him props for that.
So he did grow your brand. So.
He did help me with that. He gave me the advice, I took the advice, and then I applied what he told me to do.
Okay.
Of course, he withheld a lot of information because I'm really smart, and it's just like, why give her all the,
You're a
articles?
sponge. You'll soak it up.
So,
I'll give you that. Go ahead.
But basically, what an internet pimp is somebody who he was taking 15%. I had to re-sign up on OnlyFans underneath him, which means that he was getting 5% from OnlyFans.
All right, so it comes straight off the rip.
Straight off the rip, he was
Straight
getting
off the
5%
rip.
of my sales, and then I had to give him an extra 15%. And basically, it was just for him to.
In perpetuity, or is there a cutoff date, or like?
No, this was just supposed to be forever. Like there was no,
in perpetuity. Damn.
Yeah. And so, which would have been fine because he did give me, like I said, a lot of amazing information. However, I am not. I'm a businesswoman, so therefore I don't appreciate when people talk to me like I'm a hoe. Like, no, I'm actually pretty intelligent, and I don't appreciate someone talking.
You're an adult entertainment performer, and artist.
Right. Just because that's what I do for a living doesn't mean that I'm a ding dong.
Right.
Right. And so we clashed a lot because he was pushing me. This was like in February of last year, and he was pushing me to produce a lot of content and all of the things, but at that time I was in the process of moving and I got COVID, and so I was super sick for like 2 weeks. But he was like, "Oh, you should be up doing stuff and this," and he was.
So COVID really put you down for a minute.
Yeah, it did for about 2-3 weeks, and then I was better after that. But during that time, I don't need someone to make me feel bad about myself because I can't get out of bed because I'm sick, and so that's what
That is true pimp work,
right. And the thing was, this was before we knew. This is before COVID was a big thing. This was in the beginning of February, so I didn't go get tested for COVID. They didn't have tests for COVID then, so we didn't know that's probably really what it was. It was, and so what he does is he has all these girls sign up underneath him, and then he helps them in the beginning to get their stuff flowing, and then they're giving him 20% of their earnings. And some of these guys are taking 40% of these girls' earnings. Yes.
Wow.
So when you hear these girls, "Oh, I just made $1 million on OnlyFans." Okay, but 40% of that went to somebody.
In perpetuity throughout the life of the content, as long as they're on the site.
I don't know what deals they have with those people, but yeah, there's a lot of grimy people out there trying to take advantage off of models and stuff. And it's not just random guys or whatever, but it's photographers too. So many photographers, like all of a sudden now, everybody wants to take nude photos, when before it was really hard. Like, you wouldn't shoot nude photos with photographers. Like, now.
I mean, back in when I was working with you, we had major conversations about content and the content that you had, and just the whole nude factor versus the non-nude. And so I can imagine. So these individuals now, it's like everybody wants to shoot nudes.
Every single photographer, just the first time you meet them, they're like, wanting to shoot nudes, and you're like, whoa, I don't even know you. I don't know what you're doing with this content. A lot of photographers will be like, we'll swap content, and they'll go on another platform and sell your content and stuff. And so, you got to watch out for that as well. Or they want to, or you're paying them for a photo shoot. And see, a lot of people don't know this because you're not really models. So you don't know that you don't own the copyright to those photos. It doesn't matter if you pay the guy $400 or $500. He still owns the copyright unless you buy him out of the copyright.
Right.
And they don't know that.
In the beginning, from the rip.
Right. But they don't know that because they don't want to listen to people like me who've been in the industry, like trying to tell these girls. And what I've also found with OnlyFans is that professional nude photos, they don't sell like amateur photos that you take yourself.
Okay.
Because they know that they want to see the real you.
The illusion.
Yeah. They don't or at least that's with my fan group, my fan base anyways. Because let's be honest, a lot of the girls that are making the most amount of money right now on OnlyFans, they're from head to toe plastic surgery, and then their photos are over photoshopped and that kind of stuff or whatever, giving off a way different fantasy. I don't portray that. But for me, I don't make any money off of professional photos anymore. So when people say, "Hey, let's shoot," and I'm like, "For what?" Like, if I can't make any money off of it,
what am I doing?
What am I doing? If you're not paying me and I'm not making any money on my OnlyFans off of it, I'm not going to do it. It's a waste of time.
Wow. All right. So you're on OnlyFans. Are there any other platforms that you are currently on?
I am. Yep. I am also on Loyal Fans.
Okay. That's the rival of OnlyFans?
No, my gosh, there's so many of these platforms popping up now. Like I just got an email from one today, "Hey, we want you to come over to our platform." I'm like, "I'm sure you do." The problem is, see, back in the day, it used to be you wanted to be in one centralized location, right? But now, because there's so many people online, being in one location means you're only making money in that one location.
Right.
Now, when you spread yourself out all over the internet, you can make money from all over the place, right?
Okay, so I don't want to give people too much information because you're right. This is information you need to be. People go to your page and see.
Right, but they're not doing it, so I don't care.
Right.
They're not going to do it anyways because it's a lot of work.
So shout out to the individuals that want to get this information. They go on. What's the OnlyFans again?
Well, I took it down.
Why'd you do that?
Because they weren't doing anything on the page. And it was taking up my time of creating videos for people, and nobody, making $10 off of a video that I spent 2 days.
So are you open to still educate, teach, or bring on the next generation of OnlyFans? Or are you just like, you know what, fuck it, find out their own way?
No, I'm not. I'm not open to it anymore.
Right.
Every once in a while I'll come across somebody that I always test people out in the beginning, and I tell them, go do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Easiest stuff that you can do. If they don't do it, fuck them. I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
So it takes up a lot of time to try to mentor somebody, but if they're not listening, then it's like, I don't even want to deal with you because now you're wasting my time.
Right, and that's the worst thing you can do is be a time robber.
Yeah, so.
All right, so it's worked. The site's working well for you. You've been on it for a minute. You're on, what's the other one?
Loyal fans.
Now, what's the difference between loyal fans and OnlyFans? Is there any major difference?
Yeah, I actually really like loyal fans, and I wish I could get my OnlyFans people to go to my loyal fans.
Okay. But it's hard to pull them over?
It is harder to pull them over because it is a new site, and with newer sites, then the guys are like, I don't want to pay for another site, and blah, blah, blah. But the difference is, so on OnlyFans, I have 2 pages. I have a free page, which is Melody J Fans, and then I have my VIP page, which is Melody J. Okay. It's 2 separate pages, so you got to log into them separately, which is really annoying because I end up forgetting about my free page because I obviously want to give all my attention to my VIP.
You want to make your money.
And so that's one thing that Loyal Fans has done different, where it's integrated both of them into the same page.
Okay.
So you can just come on the page and not have a Loyal Fans account. Okay, you're not going to see too much, but you can do that. Just like Instagram, you can go on someone's Instagram page online or whatever, and you can see their stuff without even having an Instagram page. But if you want to like things and all of the things, interact, then you have to be a member. So it's similar to that. So my free page and my VIP page is all in one. And so I think that right now, the fans that I have on there, they don't know the difference. Like they'll go and they'll sign up under my sign up link. And then they're like, okay, I'm here. And I'm like, okay, but you're just following me. Now, if you want to subscribe and get the good stuff, then you have to pay. Okay. So I think I do want to teach my fans, do a video and show them the difference between the 2 platforms so they understand.
So you really interact with your folks.
Oh, I do. I answer every one of my messages. I also personalize a lot of my messages through voicemails. So, like if you send me a DM or something, I'll answer you back with my voice. So you know it's me, because a lot of these girls, again, they have these managers and assistants that are helping them. You're not even talking to those people. Not at all. Wow. No, not at all.
Okay.
So I do personalize.
Look at this. Yeah. You just educating me and educating the audience on all things. All right. Yeah. So look, we do this thing on TCG called the Question Game, where we ask 5 questions.
Okay.
And you can pass on one question if you want to, but you have to be 100% real and honest on the question. So
okay, let's do it.
Melody, are you willing to play the Question Game?
Yes.
All right. Question number 1. You've been all around the world. You said, what is the one city that you would love to just set up and live in for the rest of your life?
I don't have one.
You don't have one at all?
I do not.
You don't have a dream city or somewhere you want to live?
I don't. No.
Really?
I love to go and experience everywhere. There's not been one city that I'm like, oh my God, I would live here for the rest of my life. Like, no.
Okay. All right, well.
Not yet, anyway.
All right, well, let's hope that you do find one. All right, question 2. So question 2 is, what's the weirdest thing you've had happen or shown or seen or whatever on your OnlyFans account? Give us a wild, weird story.
God, the weirdest thing. There's just so much because it's like,
give me one of them.
I think one of the strangest things, and it really, really caught me off guard, was this guy admitting to me that he sleeps with his sister.
What?
Yeah, like
he
for real. Like him and his sister.
Were they adults?
Yes. Yeah, you have to be an adult to be on OnlyFans. You have to be 18 or older. But he and when I questioned him about it, he was really,
the fuck?
He was really taking it like he was like, well, he was really upset that I was questioning him about it, like I was shaming him or something. I was like, I'm just trying to understand.
You had 1,001 questions, didn't you?
I I just was trying to understand it, and then I also had this other guy who he would constantly send me pictures of his ass. Like he was trying to mimic my pictures, and he would send it to me and ask me like, "Did I do a good job?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of stories. Lots of stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Question 3. If you could turn any activity, this is a good one. If you could turn any activity that you like to do into an Olympic sport and have the opportunity to win a gold medal, what would the activity be?
Any activity. Sleeping? Does that count? I love to sleep.
You like to sleep. I would have thought maybe twerking or something like that, but you are the Whooty Girl, so you got started. You were doing twerking really before it was called twerking.
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, when I got started, I don't actually consider what I do twerking. I think twerking is something different.
Okay.
Yeah, twerking almost looks like you're a chicken with your head cut off and you're just gyrating around. But shout out to the girls that can twerk. But no, I guess because I'm just older now and I'm kind of over the whole dancing thing, and I did help create a wave of girls.
The originator. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're like the originator.
Right. Like, it's like, after that video went viral, it's like everybody was online shaking their butt, and also shout out to the twerk team because they came out around the same time too, out of Atlanta, and but yeah, it was really crazy, right?
But sleeping,
yeah.
Are you not getting enough rest?
Not anymore. No.
What's keeping you up at night?
My hips and my shoulders and my neck and stuff.
Is that because of dancing or?
The hips, no, that's from something else. And then my shoulders and my neck, I don't know how I injured those. I think it was probably too much head game, probably.
Okay.
No, I don't really know. I think it's just old age. I'm 40 now, so your body's like, all right, downhill from now.
Trust me, I end up getting in and out of the car. Believe me.
Right.
All right. Look at that. We had 3 questions and we haven't passed on any.
No,
all right.
pretty
Question 4. When is the most inappropriate time that you have ever passed gas or farted? Don't say the VIP room.
Yeah, definitely in the VIP room. God, like as a dancer, like you kind of like crop dust people. You like walk around, you gotta keep it moving and act like somebody else did it. Yeah, you crop dust people when you're dancing. But I probably, I'm sure it was during sex or something,
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
And the last question number 5. If you could go back in time and tell the old you what the new you has seen, what would you tell yourself?
That is a really interesting question because this is actually something that I do, actually. This is a part of healing your inner child.
Speak to it.
Yes.
Speak to it.
You go back to your inner, because it's still in there. Your inner child is still in there, your inner adolescent, all of those things that were wounded, it's still there. So there are, I've been through therapy sessions and stuff where I sit down and I talk to my, younger self and whatever. And a lot of it has to do with the upbringing that I had. I'm just understanding that a lot of that wasn't my fault as a child, and that, my parents probably did the best that they could do. As far as like advice of, in my adult, my adult self, what would I tell, I'd probably go back to not necessarily my child self, because I don't think children understand money.
Okay.
But definitely my adolescent to teenage self, I would go back, in early adult, would go back and give them the knowledge of how to budget and to not rely on credit and have, your debt and stuff paid off. And you don't actually need the things that corporate America tells you that you need. To be more of a minimalist.
Okay.
Is what I would do.
Okay. So, in closing, like, what's next for you? What's the next thing?
Oh my gosh, I have such a huge adventure ahead of me right now for this year. So I have to have hip surgery this year. I've got 2 of those coming up. So
that's major.
Yeah, that's it's not hip replacement, so that's
just hip surgery.
Yeah, it's a cartilage. I've got cartilage tears on both sides of my hips, so I'll be doing that. So that's definitely going to be an adventure this year. With keeping up with my OnlyFans at the same time, so that should be interesting. So
you got to make content and hold content, and it's almost like a squirrel. You just like getting all your content together when you're out.
Yeah, and just probably reselling a lot of old content.
How long is that surgery gonna have you out for?
It could, well, the initial, I'll be on crutches for 4 weeks.
Oh wow.
And then it could take up to 3 months
Oh,
for me
wow.
to get back to.
Yeah, that's sizable. That's
Yeah.
sizable time.
Yeah, and so that's on each side. So this could be like a nice 6-month process, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm in a lot of pain
Oh,
and
I'm
can't
sorry
do
to
it.
hear that.
Yeah, it's okay. Can't do a lot of yoga like I want to. Can't work out like I want to. So that's been bothering me. But I'm also I might be getting an RV and I might be
You gonna travel?
traveling. Yeah, that's what I'm really looking into in the next
Any,
couple of months.
any spots in particular that you're looking to hit?
I really want to make it out to the Midwest.
Okay.
I'm really interested in figuring out how to volunteer my time to the natives that are out there in the Dakotas and Oklahoma and that kind of thing. I don't know what I can provide and help them with, but that's something I want to do. Yeah.
Okay. Good enough. All right. Well, thank you, Melody, for joining us on The Complicated Gentleman.
Thank you so much.
You've taught us a lot. On our way out the door, I always like to do this. Pub all of your social that you want people to be able to find you. They can find you where?
Gosh, I'm like on everything, right? So you can find me at melodyjfans.com.
All right, and spell out J so people will know how to.
Right, it's I'll spell it all out. It's MELODYJAI fans, FANS.com.
Okay.
And that has my
Everything.
Instagram, my Twitter, my loyal fans, my OnlyFans. I don't have my free OnlyFans on there because I really want you guys to go to my VIP, obviously.
Take care of this young lady, folks.
Yeah, so, and then I also have another website, it's my blog, it's called mygoddesslifestyle.com.
Okay.
That's a whole other topic.
What do you vlogging on? Is it vlog or is it blogging or what do you?
It's just blogging. I actually need to update it. I didn't update it this year because I was so busy with OnlyFans and I wanted to wait. And then
So this will probably be something that you might pick up when during your healing process.
Right. So basically, I started My Goddess Lifestyle a couple of years ago when I started traveling, and so I have got a lot of my stories about traveling, about my ayahuasca experiences and that kind of stuff, and just basically that brand is my spiritual side. I'll be doing workshops and all that stuff in the near future on there, but basically it's just about the spiritual side of me.
Interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you very much for being on The Complicated Gentleman. I'm your host, Reggie Carson, and we will hopefully have our next guest on next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that listened. We actually jumped up in the ratings. We're up to number 2.
Hey.
I'm looking to get up to the number 1 spot with this one right here. But we want to thank everybody for checking us out. And until the next time, we will see you on the airwaves. Take care. God bless and goodbye.